Alrighty. Well, I just finished watching probably one of the best seasons in television history, X-Men 97, Season 1. As you all know, it is a continuation of the X-Men from the 90s that we grew up on as kids. I did watch it. It wasn't something I watched like religiously, like Spider-Man. I was more into Spider-Man as a kid. But like the Spider-Man show from the '90s, man, that show rocked. It was amazing. But I did watch X-Men, like here and there. It was never, a huge thing for me. But as I got older, I started to like the X-Men a lot more than the Avengers. Obviously, Infinity War is a top tier movie. Don't get me wrong. Endgame was great. All the movies we have from the Avengers. I've seen the cartoons. I haven't read every Avengers comic. But from what I've seen of the X-Men, I find their chemistry to be a lot more interesting. The characters are way more there's so much more depth to them. Hank, Wolverine, Cyclops, everybody, Storm. You could compare them. They're both Marvel, but I just feel there's a lot more character work to be done with these characters compared to the Avengers. Like, I just don't feel like there's much to them. Still interesting, but we've kind of already got the gist of it. But I've seen so many movies, and there's like a couple of different X-Men shows, and they always manage to pull something off different when it comes to, having chemistry together and overcoming stuff together. They just handle everything differently. The dialogue is a lot more mature. It requires your attention a lot more. I feel like the Avengers dialogue, there is some badass moments. There's great emotional moments, but this feels just more up for like my age range, even though it is an animated superhero show for kids technically. But this show is not afraid to do what they want to do. Like, there is blood in here. There is a decent amount of blood, a decent amount of swearing. I was kind of surprised. And like the action and the violence is visceral. It is violent. They do not cut away from anything. I don't know how this. I'm pretty sure that the show is rated PG, and with the blood, like, I'm really surprised. I thought maybe they would get a higher rating for that, but I guess they pulled it off. I don't know if kids would have a fun time watching this. I think it's a lot more in depth compared to like the one that we had in the '90s. Even though it's a continuation, it's different writers. Blah blah blah. Kevin Feige's here now. Wasn't there back then, I don't think. So it's just different. The tone of the show is different. The other show felt like, just episodes, and you get your villain in the one episode, and it's more of like rinse, wash, repeat, same thing. But it didn't get boring because you're watching the X-Men, and that's what you're watching it for, and that was always interesting. But there wasn't like an overarching narrative or story, or it was just villain of the day or villain of the week or whatever. So this one is a lot different. We have Mr. Sinister and a man named Sebastian. I forget his villain name. I don't know if he even has one. They just call him Sebastian. Kind of disappointed that Wolverine and Mr. Sinister didn't get a lot of screen time, but I didn't know Mr. Sinister was going to be a side villain to Sebastian, and I ended up liking Sebastian a lot more, so it kind of worked out. But those are the only complaints I had about the show. And there was probably one episode, I think it was episode 4 or 5. I didn't really care too much. I like Storm. I do care about her, but I didn't care about the relationship she had with um fucking rip off Snake Eyes. I don't know what his name is. Juan or something. Yeah, there was definitely a couple of characters a kid done without, but all of a sudden done. That's it. What was I saying? Yeah, the dialogue is great. The action scenes are just visceral. The story is just like, combined into the one season. Mr. Sinister and Sebastian are like the main villains of season 1. You get some cameos in here that I am not going to ruin for you guys because I really want you to see them for yourself. If you haven't watched the show and you've just been waiting to binge it, really, really, just surprise moments. Some of them I got spoiled for me, but I kind of forgot in the moment, so it didn't really bug me. Kind of like when I saw Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness. I got it ruined for me online before I saw the movie, and it was such a long movie, and I was so bored. I just wanted to leave, and then I saw him. I was like, oh my god! It was the only good thing about that movie, and I completely forgot. Same thing happened here. Everything just, by the end, there is a cliffhanger, I will warn you. Not really a spoiler, you can kind of see it coming. There is a cliffhanger, and I'm happy they did, because if they didn't, they would have either made the last episode way too long, or they would have just crammed it all in. But they left it on a cliffhanger. I'm not going to tell you how it ends, what the third act is of the last episode, but it's some, if not the best, not even animated, just comic book entertainment, TV entertainment, even better than the movies, like, of all time. Just this season alone. That's how much I loved it. I really was not expecting it to be this good. I knew it was going to be good, but I don't know. I didn't think I was going to get into, the characters and the story as much as I did. It's simple, but there's a lot of layers to it. There's a lot going on. Like I said, there's a lot of characters that are in here. There's a lot of violence, and it's just done right. The animation looks brand new, but it still has that old retro vibe to it. And most importantly, it has characters that we care about, and the writing for most of them is perfect. I couldn't ask for more. My personal favorite would probably, it might have been Wolverine if he was in it more, but he didn't really get like a storyline. I would say Cyclops was probably my favorite. I just loved his whole storyline. He has kind of a character arc-ish. It's more of a story. And I'm not going to ruin it if you haven't watched the show yet, but it's amazing. All the voice acting from everyone here is amazing, especially Magneto and Charles Xavier. Completely just immerse you. Even Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen from the Fox X-Men. Still love them, but this was awesome. You even get a really cool scene of them, when they first met. There's just so much things this show does right. I'm happy it was only 10 episodes. It was perfect. Everything got to breathe. It had a good pace to it. Every episode's a half hour long. It's nothing. Can't wait for season 2. I am so excited. No release date yet. Like I said, the season finale was tonight. So I cannot wait for this cliffhanger to be resolved and see what happens, because I'm going to let you know right now, you're in for a ride. Some people might not like it. Some people I could see not liking it, especially older audiences who aren't into animation anymore. But I still have a really good, appreciation for it. Takes a lot of hard work to do this stuff. Thank you, Marvel, for knocking it out of the park. Deadpool 3, Sixth Landing. This is a fucking really good start to 2024. After She-Hulk, Doctor Strange, unfortunately Moon Knight fell the victim. I was really looking forward to that. Maybe we'll get him again and it will be better. But that whole phase, man, that last phase, that was a fucking rough one to get through. There's only like 2 movies I really enjoyed, and 2 shows, that Secret Invasion and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Nothing. And Werewolf by Night. I can't forget about that. But Marvel seems to be stepping up their game again. Let's just hope they keep their foot on the gas and the quality of these movies and shows stay like X-Men is. And this makes me really excited for Fantastic Four and the X-Men what they plan on doing. I think there's a movie coming out this phase. I don't know when, but they know what they're doing. They know how these characters are, how this world works, and they're not afraid to just pull some ballsy shit like they do in this show, because goddamn, it gets violent. That's pretty much all. Don't really have more to say. I appreciate it. 230 subscribers. Let's keep pushing. Let's get to 300. I'm really, really happy. Didn't think I would ever get this far. And gotta thank everyone for supporting me. Wouldn't be here without you guys. And I'll have another review out for you guys tomorrow. Not sure what it will be yet, but it will be something. Thank you for watching, and talk tomorrow. Peace out.